So, I have been completely obsessed with my idea for an arrow clutch. Well, I should say not an arrow clutch, but a selection of arrow clutches to drop each year or a couple of times a year by the Duchess of Sussex's new brand, American Riviera Orchard, which is I see that as sort of one aspect, as if it's mine, right? As if it's mine. It's just how I see it. She has like this amazing brand, and a very small segment of that brand is dedicated to the iconic arrow clutch. And this clutch is all about celebrating the diversity of women all over the world, their experiences, their languages, their aspirations, their dreams, right? And so it has like a philanthropic aspect to it as well, so that each year a portion of the proceeds from these clutches would go to some kind of organization that helps women to achieve their goals and their objectives, just like the Duchess has already been doing throughout her life and throughout her career. And so in this video, I just thought I would talk about the quintessential A.R.O girl, who I see as someone who embodies diversity, ambition, and individuality, as we see with the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan. So, in the realm of fashion, I feel like there exists a cohort of extraordinary individuals who epitomize the essence of diversity, ambition, and individuality, like the Duchess of Sussex. And through that lens, I see the A.R.O girl. They are the what I see as the quintessential A.R.O girls, if you will. These are women who will be handpicked by a dedicated team at American Riviera Orchard. And so each year you have 12 global ambassadors who originate from diverse corners of the world and who reflect um, a mosaic of cultures and languages and aspirations, right? And so, of course, at the helm of this groundbreaking initiative that I see in my mind's eye, and don't forget, you heard it here first on Cruisin Paris, okay? um, so, at the helm of this groundbreaking initiative stands Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and her husband, Harry, the Duke of Sussex, right? So, A.R.O obviously is the brainchild of the Duchess, and it represents a fusion of her vision for inclusive fashion and philanthropy. So this clutch, in other words, these clutches that I envision will represent a fusion of the Duchess's vision for inclusive fashion and philanthropy, right? So under her guidance, the A.R.O girl emerges as a beacon of empowerment who unapologetically embraces her identity and charts her path in the world, just like the Duchess of Sussex has done, right? To me, the A.R.O girl embodies an unwavering sense of self and boundless ambition, right? No matter where she lives in the world, where she comes from, what she looks like, what her body size is, what language she speaks, her socioeconomic background, she still has an unwavering sense of self and boundless ambition, right? So, from an aspiring artist to a budding entrepreneur to an actress to a dentist, whatever it is, each ambassador brings a unique perspective and life journey to the fore in my scenario, right? And so, with Harry and Meghan's, or Meghan and Harry's advocacy for diversity and inclusion, these girls, to my way of thinking, will transcend societal norms and celebrate their individuality with pride. especially when they are carrying an A.R.O clutch. Yet, it's very important to point out that the A.R.O girl is not just an icon. Yes, she's an icon, but that's not all that she is, right? She is really a testament to the Duke and Duchess's commitment to authenticity and storytelling, as we can see in the way they live their lives, right? So I also envision at the end of each year, not 2024, starting in 2025, you would have what's called the annual A.R.O Ball in Los Angeles, right? Where all 12 ambassadors for the previous year converge and showcase their personal narratives through the artistry of their attire and that particular clutch that they represent, right? And so here, Meghan and Harry's influence is palpable as the event then becomes a sort of platform for self expression and empowerment, Duke and Duchess style. You know what I mean? So, throughout their journey, I see the A.R.O girl drawing inspiration from many different sources and places and people, including Meghan and Harry's dedication to social change and philanthropy, right? Um, their philanthropic endeavors infuse each clutch launch with purpose, and it empowers girls or women worldwide to pursue their dreams unapologetically, no matter where in the world they come from. So, in the world of A.R.O, I see Meghan and Harry's legacy looming large and inspiring a whole new generation of fashion enthusiasts to embrace diversity. I mean, the zeitgeist would have us think that diversity is the devil, it's a bad thing. Um, Diversity and inclusion is just like hell on earth. And, it's a very interesting idea they have, but I see the world completely in an opposite way. I think that diversity and inclusion is a beautiful thing, and it's a worthy goal. It's a worthy ambition to try to achieve in different domains, including in fashion, right? And I think the A.R.O bag, the A.R.O clutch, I'm sorry, it's not a bag, it's always going to be a clutch, is a way to inspire a whole new generation of fashion enthusiasts to embrace diversity and to embrace their ambition and to embrace their individuality, right? So, as the A.R.O girl navigates the complexities of the fashion industry, because we know that the fashion industry is very, very complex, and they are having their own struggles, I think, with diversity and inclusion. I think things are a lot better than perhaps they used to be in the past, where you would only have one girl from certain ethnicities represented. And but things are going to definitely get, well, we hope that things will get better with time and not be rolled back with, powerful people, pulling the alarm. Oh, there's too much diversity and inclusion. Let's just erase all of that and go back to the way things were. I hope that, as the A.R.O girls, navigate the complexities of the fashion industry, that each one will carry with her the indelible imprint of the Duchess's vision for, and the Duke as well, for more and not less inclusion in the world. More inclusion, a world that's more inclusive, a world that is more equitable. And I think that fashion is a way to sort of advertise that, to sort of embed that idea into the minds of the young people today, because I think the minds of the young people today are captive to certain very powerful forces in society, starting with social media, using social media platforms to influence young people and to twist their thinking to believe that diversity is a bad thing, having a diverse world is a bad thing. And I think that women have a lot of power to sort of counter that by example, you know. And I think that in fashion, we can definitely do a lot with that to pull each other up and to include each other, and make sure that none of us is being left behind. I mean, all girls, all women matter, right? No matter where in the world they are. And I think that the message of the arrow, clutch as I see it anyway, is to encourage diversity and to encourage women to be ambitious. I mean, the Duchess of Sussex got a lot of flack and criticism for admitting that, she is an ambitious young woman. And I think that quite often, ambition in a woman is seen as a negative, it's seen as a masculine trait, and women are not encouraged to be ambitious. And I think that with this brand, if Meghan were to adopt this idea of the arrow clutch as being sort of one small little segment of her very big, lifestyle brand, that she could, there are many different things I think that she can do with this brand to sort of spread her message of inclusivity and diversity and health and so on. But I do think that because Meghan, is such a bag aficionado herself, I mean, who carries a bag better than the Duchess of Sussex? I mean, she has so many bags, it's actually dizzying, right? And when she carries a bag, it sells out immediately. And I really feel like, if nothing else, the Duchess of Sussex can sell a bag. And if she has a brand that is known for, a specific iconic bag, I see this project as being very, it's a whole story onto itself, a whole institution onto itself. When the bags are going to be dropped may be a surprise, may not be a surprise, but you're not going to flood the market with tons and tons of bags at once. It's always just one for a period of time, and people can pre-order it if they want or not, but it's limited in quantity. So if people want that specific bag, they're going to have to move quickly to get it. I mean, I don't, in retail, I'm not really sure what's considered a lot, but I'm thinking for a global launch, no more than 50,000 bags per bag. I mean, clutch per clutch, in the sense that if you have 12 clutches in 1 year, you drop 12 different clutches, each one is like 50,000 of that version, and that's it in the world. And that may be a lot, maybe 25,000, maybe more like it. And again, because the Duchess will be doing so many other things with A.R.O, it's okay that, she has a sort of limited quantity of these clutches that I envision. But I really just think that it's like a genius idea. It came to me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I start with my work or whatever. And so this idea came to me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I hope she hears about it, and I hope she considers it, because I think that it's a wonderful way to bring women together, to do good in the world.